really proud of our kids. You know, we have such a special group of young ladies. And I'm really proud of the way they played, of the way that they fought, of the way that they handled the environment. I'm also proud of our fans. We live in the best place in the world, where we have the best fans. And to be a Raging Cajun is all about loving each other and supporting each other and getting each other's back. And when this team struggled, our fans never wavered. And this weekend, they never blinked. They were there the whole way. They had our backs the whole way. And we love our fans. It's so awesome to be a Raging Cajun. I'm proud to be a Cajun. And with that, I'll take questions or go sit down.
Coach, Michigan is not a new team for y'all. It seems like y'all played them in several tournaments over the last few years. Is that comfort level good, or is that a plus, minus? How do you rate that?
Well, Michigan is good. They're well coached, very athletic. They don't beat themselves. We've had some wars against each other over the years, and it's going to be a tough challenge. Another tough challenge. As you go through this process, you know, everybody wants to win. Everybody wants to advance. So it's not a question of will or desire or want. It becomes a question of execution. Both of these teams know how to execute. Both of these teams know how to get it done under pressure. And it's going to be a war.
After having some time to reflect on the weekend, can you kind of just briefly kind of recap about Jordan's weekend and how special it was in significance?
I don't think that I can overstate that kid's performance. It was phenomenal. Having watched her progression throughout the year and seeing the game, as Coach Robichaud talked about, seeing the game reward her because of her trust and the process and her hard work and the hours and embracing the struggle. It just gave me chills. That environment yesterday, I mean, they put a lot of pressure on her. They were trying, the strategy was to try to make her crack. The LSU fans were on her every pitch. Their coach was over there trying to pick her pitches, yelling out grips and spins and pitches. They were heckling her, they were catcalling her. The umpire zone was about this big. I mean, that's not a situation that if I put myself in that I believe that I could handle. I don't know that I could personally be in that situation and handle it. And I believe I can handle pressure. And to watch how she did it was incredible. And you know, as she cruised along, and you got to the end of the game, and you knew that the game was going to test her one more time. It was going to give her one more chance to make her blink. So the fans tried to do it, their team tried to do it, the crowd tried to do it, the zone tried to do it, the circumstances did it, and then the game did it. Bases loaded, their best hitter up, and she didn't blink again. And she threw the perfect pitch with the perfect spin and got the perfect result to pop up to her and then she sealed it with a strikeout. You could tell at the end of the game that she was worn down. Her velocity was down. She wasn't as sharp with her command. And she did the last 3 innings on guts and heart and desire and will. And I tip my hat to her. That was very impressive.
Mike, you talk about the environment. You've already been this past weekend. You're in a tougher environment really than you probably will be this weekend. How much of an advantage is it having already probably gone through a tougher situation than you may face as far as outside influences?
Well, the environment we're going to is going to be tough. It's going to be a tough environment. You're talking about this past weekend?
Yeah, and
This past weekend was a fun environment because we had a lot of our fans there. We had a lot of people wearing red. We had a lot of Cajun fans there. They were loud. They were proud. They were fighting with us every pitch. The environment. That's a fun environment to play in, where every pitch there's so much emotion invested, and I like it. I think it brings out it either cracks you or brings your best out, and it was a good college softball environment. And again, I'm so proud of our fans. They never blinked either. They were with us every pitch. They fought every pitch. It was a nail biter, and they never blinked. I love the Cajun fans. They're so awesome. They've stood behind this team the whole way. When this team struggled, they never wavered. When these Texas girls come here, they take them into their homes and love them. The ex-players were all there with words of support. It's fun to be a Cajun. Because it's not just because we won, it's because we care about each other. And we believe in each other, and we support each other's dreams. In good times and bad.
Coach, what about you personally dealing with the atmosphere? I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, I think this year is the first time that you called pitches in a number of years. Not to say that you haven't been into every pitch before, but you got to be really focused on every pitch. Does that make it a little bit easier for you to handle the situation?
Well, I'm going to interview Jordan after, or can I lie? You know, part of my responsibility as a pitch caller is I can't worry about my emotions, which are, by the way, pretty whacked out. I mean, when the situation got to where it got, I was probably a wreck. And every time I walk out to the mound, you know, they think I'm there to calm them down, and sometimes they're calming me down. And these kids they're all warriors. They really are. They're so funny, and they're loose, and they remain confident. And my mind runs through all the different scenarios. Probably I do too much analytical thinking, and that's not a good thing. And those kids they're just playing the game, pitch at a time, and letting it happen. And trust me, they get it done. They get it done despite the coaching. And I'm their biggest fan. I'm their biggest fan because they're so awesome. They're so awesome just to look that kind of pressure in the eye and just smile and compete and fight and not back down. And that's what I saw over the entire weekend, that those kids all have the opportunity to back down or to blink or to give up or to be satisfied. They never did. They just kept fighting. And I'm not just talking about the players, the players on the field, I'm talking about the players in the dugout, the fans in the stands. It's a good feeling to have so many people, as Coach Hunt says, all pulling on the rope, or all fighting every pitch, or all believing in each other. That's a good thing, and when stuff like that happens, you can accomplish big things.
Coach, last 3 trips to Baton Rouge, you've come out and advanced to Super Regionals. And while all 3 of those regionals were different situations with different teams, where does this one sit of the 3?
I haven't even really thought about it, really. You know, to get to postseason that's a tough thing. To even get there. And a lot of people want to put significance on the fact of who the opponent is. And that's not where my mind goes. It really doesn't. It just, I'm proud of this team because I know what they went through this season. I know how hard they have fought. I know that they had a chance to give up and quit believing, and they never did. And those ladies back there, our seniors, they're incredible leaders. I mean, they're not just locked in and focused on themselves. You know, a lot of the focus is going to be on the kid that spins the ball and throws the pitch. But we got some kids here that have been to 3 super regionals, and it's their leadership, it's their fight, it's their willingness to go and care about a freshman, an underclassman, to spend time with them, to talk the game, to explain the experience, to get them mentally prepared to handle a tough situation, to help them get through struggles and adversity. You know, this one ranks, this team ranks wherever they have to rank because they're special. These are good kids, man. They're great kids who I love. I love these kids. And I love them not because they can spin a ball or because they get in a ball far. They're good people. They're competitors. They care about each other. They fight. They never give up. They don't let struggle or adversity or tough circumstances back them down. We got some good kids.
Statistically, Michigan very similar to you guys, at least offensively, a good pitcher, and I'm sure as most postseason teams are. Does that help, hurt? How do you kind of see that?
It's going to be a war. I mean, this is going to be a war, and it doesn't matter who wins the first game. It doesn't matter who scores first. It's going to be a war, and it's going to be different. It's going to be a lot like Arizona State last year. You know, people talking about the number that's in front of the team, you know, that they're seeded, whatever. This is a very good team with a very good coach, with a very proud tradition, with very good players that know how to play the game. This is going to be a war. And if we got any chance whatsoever, we better bring our A game. We better come to play. And we better come to play every pitch. And we better not have an excuse in the world. We got to play our very best softball. And we're going to have to do it consistently from the time we get there to the time we leave. Because the second we lose one minute of focus or 1 second of focus, they're going to pound our ass. So the challenge that's in front of us is the same thing that we faced last year. So I know what we're getting ready to walk into. And to me, I'm excited. I mean, to understand that you have that worthy of an opponent excites me. And it hones your focus, heightens your intensity. It makes you want to be at your best.
Coach, getting back to that moment in the seventh inning that you alluded to with the bases loaded, was it a blessing? It didn't obviously turn out that way, but a blessing in disguise that they had arguably their best hitter up that was trying to win the game, as opposed to someone who was maybe just trying to tie the game with a hit that wasn't, because her going for it obviously paid off for you.
You know, that matchup all weekend for us was a good matchup. I mean, obviously, Bell is their best player and has been, you know, the heart and soul of their offense. And I'm gonna give credit to Jordan. I just think she executed the pitch. I think their kid did what she was supposed to do. She did what I would want my hitter to do, which is go for it. And she did. She put a swing on the pitch she was looking for, and I just give credit to Jordan. I think she executed the pitch. And, you know, game of inches. She missed it by, what, half an inch? And that's the difference between going to a super and going to the house.
Coach, is it possible that maybe Michigan can underrate you guys, even though you've played them before? You don't think that can happen?
No, I don't think it's gonna happen. I know, you know, we talked about it this morning, and Carol and I are dear friends, probably one of my best friends in this profession, and ain't gonna happen. We ain't underestimating them, and she ain't underestimating us. Let's just put it this way. That program understands what it takes to get to the World Series, and so does this one.
You think they realize that as well, though?
I don't think there's any doubt in my mind.